Hi, good morning. Welcome to my channel, Takayakitero. Today is Tuesday, September 6th, 2025. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you due to clarity, great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. Aside from that, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling cards. And then, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start pulling cards. Okay. You know, one of my favorite things of life is when things start coming together. I quite enjoy that very much. Maybe a little too much, but that's just the I want to say completionist or maybe perfectionist, but not entirely. Anyways, I'm getting the feeling that there are certain things that are coming together. Like a puzzle piece is being, like a puzzle is being completed. Light bulbs are going off. Aha moments, right? Things are just falling into place. For some of you, it could be bits and pieces of information that is just like, okay. Clocked it, right? Just things like that, and it's just such a glorious, it says glorious gardens right here. It's just a glorious feeling because it's just like, okay, now we can continue on with the story. Now we can, when you're building a puzzle, right? I was just building a puzzle recently too. I didn't want the puzzle, I just wanted to build it. I didn't really care about keeping the puzzle, but I should see. Never mind. All right. Okay. When you're building a puzzle, right, and you're looking for that one piece, right? You're looking for that one piece to put in that one spot. You're looking, right. And then you step away from it. You start working on other parts of the puzzle, whatever, right? And then you find the one piece and you put it in that one spot. And then finally, now that one piece is in that one spot, you can continue building the rest of the puzzle, right? It was like that one piece that was just kind of like hindering that section of the puzzle, that portion of the puzzle, right? And finding that piece to put in that spot, I mean, I get such a thrill from that. I don't know about you, but I love it. And it's just so, huzzah! Right? So I feel like that's what's happening. All right? That's what's happening right now. For you, collective, right? Whether this is opportunities, this is information, this is I'm hearing positions of power. This is, I need to do something, hold on. All right, positions of power, opportunity, doors opening, windows, ideas, messages, inklings, bells going off, something catching your antenna, your radar, okay, whatever it is. It's just the information that you're getting, and you're getting a lot. You're receiving a lot. It's definitely kind of like, so one thing that is just very, very overlooked is when things are, how do I say this? I believe, my personal opinion, everything has its place. Okay, I believe everything has its place. All right. So when things are properly aligning and going into their proper place, it's amazing, right? Take a puzzle. Every piece has its place. All right. So I feel like a lot of that stuff is just aligning for you. I'm getting 222. All right. It's just aligning for you. Okay. I love that, man. There's something, it's just so glorious about that. Sorry, there's like something stuck in my ring. Sometimes when I eat certain candies, right, like it'll wrap around the barbell. Hey? It'll wrap around the barbell. So I gotta like unwind it. Like gum. Or like, doesn't matter. So, yeah, things are, going, I'm thinking, I'm getting like it's going, things are returning back to their original places, or things are returning, I don't want to say normal, but, it's just, I don't know, it just feels really, really good. It's just, things are just coming together accordingly, properly, right? It's a part of the alignment. So, anyways. I'm hearing, take it how it resonates, but then I also heard, take what you can, give nothing back. But that's more like a pirate's motto. Alright? So, if things were being taken from you, right, without the intentions of giving anything back or reciprocating, like that Six of Pentacles energy, not more of justice balance, but more of like, you know, it's take, and give nothing back, right? That pirate. So there could have been like a thief or thieves around you that were taking what they can and giving you little to nothing. All right, that's being restored, rebalanced. All right, that's being fixed essentially. All right. So, what was that other thing? Oh yeah. What was it? It was about dragons, right? My dream. I had a dream last night. What did she say? She said something about dragons. But that was just like a cover. There's going to be a woman that's going to try to lure you somewhere. She's like a witch. Alright? But it's weird because there's a line. Okay, there's like a line of, I don't want to say hierarchy, but the witch, this witch knows a masculine that is around you, all right? And this masculine that is around you, you are somehow connected to, or you know the masculine, all right? So this witch is kind of like, oh yeah, come with me, come, let's do this, come with me, to the masculine, right? And you are somehow, for whatever reason, whatever connection you have with this masculine, so the witch is like talking to the masculine, telling this masculine to like go with her, and oh yeah, we're gonna do this thing, and blah 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 blah, right? And you're picking up on this witch, the intentions, right? There's something off, like your bells are ringing. You're gonna know. But the masculine, I don't know if he's naive or delusional or whatever the case it is, but this witch is like enticing a masculine to follow her for something, but it's not leading to anything good. Okay, so this masculine is going to follow her. You're going to pick up on it, and you're going to be like, no, I'll wait here. That's the key point. I'll wait here. Okay? And I feel like it's a trap, because I also seen police officers, right? And there was, I don't know, I guess they were dealing with substances. I don't know, there was like some deal, or they were doing something obviously illegal, right? But I feel like the witch was, I don't know, this masculine must be binded to her or already caught up in something. And you're not supposed to know about this. You're supposed to be like oblivious to this. Alright? So when the witch is like telling the masculine, oh yeah, come on, we're gonna do this, come on, right? The vibe it's supposed to give off is like, yeah, welcome everybody, woo, it's perfectly fine, we're normal. But you're picking up on it. You pick up on the undertones of it. The masculine is not picking up on the undertones of it. But that's because it's not for him. The trap is actually for you. Okay? The trap is for you. The masculine is binded to this witch or whatever. Alright? So he's not picking up on it. He's not whatever. But because you're like attached or connected to this masculine, or like in the area of this masculine, or this masculine has like an attachment or an affection or an attraction towards you, the trap is for you. So you're supposed to be none the wiser. You're supposed to be like, oh yeah, this woman she's very welcoming and blah 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 blah, and you know there must be nothing wrong with her because the masculine is willingly going with her. But that's part of the spell, right? The spell is to work. So the spell that she's putting on the masculine, because he's binded to her, so he's not like, he's under an illusion, a spell, okay? So because he's under that spell and illusion, because he's binded to her, he's just like, oh yeah, no, it's fine, it's cool, it's totally normal, yeah, it's normal, right? But essentially what she's doing is she's actually leading him down a dark hole in the ground. Well, I don't know if it's like a cave, or this could be like a dark pit. This could be like metaphorical, like a dark tunnel, a dark path, okay? But that's where she was leading this masculine, and you're supposed to be dumb enough to follow him, right? But because you're already picking up on this, like, wherever they're going, I don't belong there. That's not my path, because it's a dark path. Okay, that's not where I should be going. I'll wait right here. I'll wait right here. I'm perfectly fine waiting right here. If you want to go, you go. But that's not how it's supposed to go. All right, because he's under a spell, and he's not picking up on the nefarious intentions, the malicious intents, the trap that's laid out for you. He's not picking up on that. And you're not supposed to pick up on that either, because he's supposed to make sure that you feel safe. Okay? But because you're picking up on the intentions of the witch, all right, the witch, you're like, this is a trap. It's not for the masculine. The trap is set for you. Does that make sense? All right? Be very careful and cautious, because the trap has to do with police and substances. I don't know, trading, dealing. I don't know how that crap works, but that has to do with getting you trapped up and binded with like the police, the law, because there's substances being traded and deals being made. All right, and you're supposed to be caught up in that. All you have to do is, yeah, no, come on, no, that's perfectly fine. We're just gonna go down over here for a second, right? I gotta show you something really, really cool, right? And the masculine's like, oh yeah, I want to see it, right? And if you weren't where you are in your journey, you would be dumb enough to just willingly follow the masculine, right? Because the masculine's like, oh yeah, it's perfectly fine. This witch is totally cool. She's fun, blah blah, right? And you're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, cool, I'll follow you. But that's the whole, the witch is definitely doing magic on this masculine, but because you're picking up on the witch, you know, oh yeah, he's not picking up on it because he's already binded to the witch. He's attached to the witch. So he's giving me the illusion that the witch wants me to see. Okay? So, now that you know, that's that. Right? So definitely, things are definitely coming together. It's making more sense. For you, collective. But definitely, if you get this feeling, I'll wait right here, or no, I'm good. Listen to that, all right? Listen to that. And I'm telling you, there were police officers. There were like dogs those sniffing dogs that smell things. But there were cadaver dogs. If you don't know what cadaver dogs, they sniff out dead bodies. Well, I shouldn't have said it like that. I mean, it is what it is, though. It is true. Go look it up. That's what cadaver dogs do, right? But they also sniff out substances, illegal substances, right? That's what they're trained for. That's what they do. So there were police officers, and the police officers were already in tune. They were already notified of something, all right? The dogs were there. So be very mindful, because there's a witch that intends to trap you, but she needs someone to like bait you. So she's using this masculine as bait for you. All right. So she's using this masculine to like, oh yeah, tell the collective to bring the collective with you, invite the collective with you, right? Tell the collective to go with you. The masculine is already going down a dark path. I don't know who the masculine is. I don't know for what. I don't know what the path is, right? Because they were going down a dark path in the ground. They were going down, and I was just like, I'll wait up here. I'm okay. I'll wait out here, and where I can see things clearly. Okay. And I remember looking, and I seen like police officers, and they were like scoping the area out, and I just got this feeling. I was like, you gotta go, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm leaving. So whatever happens to them it's up to them. All right. So someone could wear a bucket hat as well. If you didn't know what a bucket hat, it's basically like It's like a hat, but like the rims are like open. Look it up. It's a bucket hat. It's actually a cool hat. But the masculine, there could be a masculine around you that wears bucket hats. I'll show you. Hold on. So these are bucket hats. So hats like that. Alright. Those are bucket hats. So somebody was wearing something like that. But it was like a light bluish denim kind of bucket hat. Alright. So just keep that in mind. I gotta wait. Alright. So let me get some cards. And it's also, be mindful too, because I feel like the witch, you don't really know the witch as well as you know the masculine, but you're going to find out too that you never really knew the masculine anyways, okay? Because you're going to be like, well, this is weird. Why are they going down this dark path and they want me to follow them? I'm good. I'm good on that. Thank you. Thank you. I'm good on that. I feel like I also feel like someone has an issue with your finances. It's so crazy because I had this dream like 3 years ago. See, I had a lot of dreams like this a couple years ago, and then they stopped, and now they're coming back up again because I feel like whoever this person is, whatever this energy is, the reason why there was like it's like they took a break to see if their magic was working. And now it's like, okay, well, this is not working. So now they're trying to back up. All right. And they can't do anything. So now they're trying to like trap you and set you up essentially. All right. And it has to do with your finances. Trying to make it seem like the way you get your finances, the way you make your money is illegal. Or should be looked into. Okay. Should be investigated in a sense. So be very mindful because someone is out for money, out for blood. Your money, your blood. Right? I don't know why, I don't know who, but they have an issue with how you're making your money or the fact that you even have money. The fact that you even have money, it's really irritating somebody, right? You have money. That's enough. You have something. You have. That's it right there. That's it right there. You have anything. Finances, food, money, stability, education, knowledge, wisdom, power. You have. And that's the fact that you right, it's in your possession, that's too much for them. All right? So they want to take it away. Whatever you have happiness, they want to take it away. You have joy, peace, kindness, empathy, understanding, finances, jewelry, cars, clothes, money. You have. That's it. That's the problem. Because you, collective, you have. So you have something in your possession. It's yours. For some of you, it could even be your children. You have your own children in your possession. Hello, why is that a problem? They're your babies, right? You have. Something is, that's the problem. Because you have. It's yours. It's tangible. You can hold on to it. You can look at it. You can feel it. You can touch it. It's yours. Within you. It's in your possession. It's around you. That's the problem. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the fact that you have. Could be a Taurus. You could be a Taurus. Or it's just about you have. Right? Because Taurus' second house says I have. Right? I'm also getting I am. That's the first house area. So not only do you know who you are, but you know what you have. It could be you know your value. You have an understanding of your value. It could be that too. I have an understanding of my own value. Okay? I'm also getting that somebody wants to question you. Someone wants you to question your worth. Sorry, I haven't even pulled cards, so I'm going to go ahead and pull cards. Yeah, somebody wants you to question your worth. Now, if you really want to go, I'm just going down the layers, all right? And this is a problem, all right? Because people don't really like my readings because they feel vulnerable and seen and naked in my readings. And, well, who told you to be in my readings, my friends? right? I mean, everyone's welcome to watch my readings, but if you feel triggered and seen it naked, that's not my fault. No one told you to put your energy in my readings. I'm telling you, people who feel some type of way about me, but then they try to like intrude on my energy, I'm gonna pick up on that and I'm gonna peel it back layer by layer by layer by layer. That's and then you can't get upset. You willingly gave me permission to do that by you entering into my energy. The minute you enter my energy, I can do what I want with that, right? Now, if you have permission to be in my energy by me giving you, yeah, of course you can, right? That's a whole different story. I'm not going to, that's like an invasion of privacy. But if you're trying to intrude on my energy, you better believe I'm going to play with that energy. Because who are you? Like, you don't have permission to be in my energy. So not only do you want to interfere and intrude in my energy, but you also want respect for overstepping your boundaries with my energy. No, I'm going to play with that now. That's mine to play with. That's energy I can use. That's my energy now. Thank you. So that's the problem with people they don't really like my readings because they feel seen, vulnerable, and naked, and that's your problem. That's not mine. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe don't watch my readings. I don't know what to tell you. You can't. It's like breaking into somebody's house and then you're getting mad because you were caught on camera. Well, that's not fair. What do you mean? You broke into my house. This is my house we're playing in. My rules, my house, right? You break into my house, I can't guarantee your safety. And I say this all the time. You break into my house, I can't guarantee your safety. Now we're playing by my rules. You're trapped in here with me. That's how that works. Okay? So this is the same person or the same energy that the fact that you even have, it could be anything. You have a smile on your face that day. They want to take that away. They have an issue with that. It's so, you see, it's you just having. That's it. That's a problem for them. I also did see 1222. I've been seeing a lot of 222s lately. All right, let me pull cards because I've been talking for like what 22 minutes. I just seen 2227. All right, so not only are you aligned, but your energy seems very Wheel of Fortune-y, very lucky, very abundant. Frost of Stillness. I like that card a lot. Embrace the frost of stillness, where in the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. And I feel like that's why a lot of the pieces are being, a lot of things are just coming together right now because you're taking the time to just reflect, breathe, mind your business, right? Focus on the things that you do have, focusing on your value, your worth, having appreciation and gratitude. Frost of stillness. Embrace the frost of stillness. It's like you ever in the middle of the winter, right? Either in the crack of dawn, the early morning, or the middle of the night. In the middle of the winter, one thing I like to do is I will go out. I just seen 2333. I like to go out outside. And I just like to stand there and just listen. And it is so quiet, so still. It's almost haunting. It's almost eerie, but it is so peaceful and so beautiful. And it's got to be in the middle of the winter and the middle of the night, or early morning, maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and just stand outside and just, right? And it's just so quiet. It's so still. And I feel like those are opportune moments, right, to just really reflect and appreciate. So, yeah. We're in the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. And everything is nothing is moving. Sounds aren't, you can't hear birds, trees aren't moving. It's just, everything is kind of like frozen and time is standing still for that brief moment. It's just like paused. Everything has been paused. This is interesting. Let me answer this real quick. So yeah, right? Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. I keep hearing that song. You're playing with the big boys now, right? I also hear someone thought you were like a small fry. They're finding out that I think I messed up. I think I effed up, and it's kind of like, whoa. You got to be careful because you never know whose house you're trying to break into, right? The lawn could be perfectly cute flowers. It looks mystical and whimsical, but you don't know that inside that house there's a rabid, drooling, hungry monster, and they're just waiting to devour the next intruder. I'm waiting, right? It's kind of like that. You got to be careful, man. People are getting bold, and you don't know, like, I feel like the bolder people get, the more, like, okay, so, right? And they're not expecting that. They're not expecting that. So, it is what it is. I'm also getting, I think it was Harold and Kumar, that there's this one movie that they did, Harold and Kumar, and it's so funny because I was thinking about this the other day. They were hold on. They were hold on one second. So they were lost in the woods. I don't know what happened. I forgot, whatever. But they were lost in the woods, and they came across this house, and it looked like a shack. It was all broken and dilapidated, and it looked like it was falling apart and rotting. But when they went inside, it was like completely different. It was like everything was like state of the art, clean, organized, spacious. It was beautiful. But the outside looks like, oh, this is a dump. But the inside was like, I don't know, it was top notch. So I'm getting like that too. Right? Like you could look one way on the outside, but on the inside, you're like a whole warrior that is like not to be messed with. Okay? You're here for keeps. Okay, you're here for keeps. And you're keeping what is yours. You're keeping your throne. Alright? You're here for keeps. So, please don't ignore me. So somebody doesn't want you to ignore them. So I feel like there's an energy that's like, we messed up. We effed up. Like and they're kind of like getting a little anxious because they don't know what they got themselves into. And, I mean, that's, no one told you to do what you were doing. So you got somebody that doesn't want you to ignore them. That could be the masculine that was trying to get you. You know what's so crazy too? Whoever this masculine is, I feel like they're just so oblivious and like naive, right? And one, I get it. Like I don't blame them, but at the same time, it's just like I was also getting this too earlier. Like if you're saving someone. I was also getting the song "I Don't Want to Be Safe." Sorry, my brain is like going a mile a minute, and I can't help it. It's just how my brain is. It's very exhausting, but it's fun. So I was getting how you can want to save someone so bad, like you could be good at saving people. You can want to take my hand, right? But at the end of the day, if that person doesn't want to take your hand, that's on them. So this could be somebody that you were trying to save, you wanted to save, right? But at the end of the day, if they weren't taking your hand, that's on them. So in one perspective, I get it, right? That they can't because they're under a spell and magic. But at the same time, if they really wanted to, they would, right? So I get it, but at the same time, that's not my problem. So it is what it is. So whoever this masculine is, you could be ignoring them. You could not be talking to them. They could be excommunicated from your energy. But you do have someone that's lingering, trying to get you to communicate with them. Even if it's just like to acknowledge them. They really don't like that. And I feel like a lot of this icy pause. Also, be careful because winter is coming, right? So, you know, keep your apartments locked because you're going to have people that are going to literally, not just metaphorically, not just figuratively, but literally going to be out in the cold. And they're going to be looking for warmth. But they're going to be looking at people's homes like, oh, they have a warm fire. Hey, how you been? How are you? What's going on? What's new? Or they see you, you know, about to eat a nice warm bowl of soup by the fire, getting cozy. Hey, so I've been thinking about us and I miss you and blah, blah. Okay, be mindful of that because it's literally going to be cold, right? People are literally going to be out in the cold. So lock your doors, roll down the windows, right? So you do have people that, you know, I feel like they thought they were going to be taken care of for the winter, like they were going to be good, and come to find out, no, that's not, no. You're literally left out in the cold, okay? And you can stay there, but I'm going to freeze to death. And I'm sorry, who's talking? I don't know. I can't hear. Right? Shut the windows, close the blinds, right? Put a no solicitor sign on your front door. Okay, people keep knocking. Hello, 911, trespassers. Right? Just as the Karens utilize that 911 button, you should too. Right? Because you're here for keeps. You're keeping what's yours. You're keeping your place. You're keeping your throne. Hold on. Alright, I forgot what I was talking about. Anyways. So, yeah, you have someone that doesn't want to be ignored. What was I saying? Listen, I just be saying things in my readings, and then once the reading is like done or I step away, I forget. And then I'm on to like the next project or whatever. Insecure. So I do feel like this witch is insecure. This is a very insecure individual. Otherwise, why would they have to rely on spell work and manipulation and binding? Okay? Because a secure person, a divine feminine, a divine masculine, doesn't have to do all those dark manipulative tactics, right? Because you know your worth, you know your place. You know what you're about. Okay? So you don't have to resort to those shady tactics. Manipulating, binding, controlling, luring, baiting. You don't have to resort to that. As a divine feminine, divine masculine, right? You don't have to resort to that kind of energy, to those kind of tactics. This is this is a dark witch. This is someone who, because of their own insecurities and their own, this is someone who's also still thriving off the mindset of survival as well. Because of that energy, I'm bored of the reading now because I already know. So this is someone who, because of their own insecurities, this is why they do what they do. This is why they manipulate, they bind, they trick, they bait, they lure, they do shady, dark practices, right? So you could have picked up on that, the reason why they are the way they are or whatever. But so a lot of you are not talking to a specific masculine, and this masculine doesn't want you to ignore them. But you know they're binded to a dark witch. And it's like, I'll have no parts of that. No, thank you. I'm good over here. You want to go? Go ahead, go. No one's stopping you. That's your prerogative. That's your choice. But I'm good over here. And I feel like this masculine can't get you to go towards them, right? You're definitely not going towards them. They can't get you to go towards them because you know on their side there's a dark witch. right? There's a dark witch that means to take what you have. The fact that whatever you have, they want that. They want to take it from you, right? And I'm not going over there because I know what's over there. I know who you're about. I know what you're about. I know what's over there, okay? And I'm good. I'm good over here. I'm fine over here. So this masculine who's being led down a dark path can't get you to be with them because you're going down their dark path, and I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm staying over here. But I don't know what the problem is. I mean, I do know, but they can't. They don't want you to ignore them, right? They can't get you to go over there with them because around them there's a very insecure dark witch. But they also don't know how to approach you. They can't find you. They can't locate you. They can't get near you. Okay, it's now impossible for them to be around you or talk to you or communicate with you or get you to even look at or acknowledge them. It's very difficult now. And this person, I feel like they're borderline on their knees begging and crying, please just let me in, please, it's cold outside, please. And no, you got a witch attached to you. I'm good on that. And you don't want to, and it's crazy too because it's if you were to extend your hand, sure, you can, I'll let you in for the winter because it's cold, I understand. They're gonna, behind this person, there's a witch. That witch is on his back. Okay? Or if this is a karmic feminine, there's a warlock on her back that she doesn't want to get rid of. She doesn't want to shake it off. So it's kind of you would be the dumb one to allow this person back in, but you're also bringing in that witch or that warlock that has attached them. They're carrying it like a backpack. And it's I'm good on that. I'm good on that. No, thank you. Because not only are you giving this masculine or this karmic feminine sanctuary, but you would also be giving this witch, this warlock sanctuary as well. And not only that, but you're allowing them. You would be essentially inviting them, allowing them in, right? And if you allow them in, you can't be all up in their business because that's an invasion of privacy. You're allowing them in, right? That's hey, welcome, come over to my place, right? And then you're going to dig into somebody's purse. That's weird. You can't do that, right? But if you have an intruder, right, and they break into your home and they put your bag down, you better believe I'm going to look into that bag because who are you? I didn't invite you, right? That's a whole different story. So be very careful because winter is coming, okay? And if you allow this person back in, this person, that witch, that warlock that is attached to this person, you would essentially be, by extending a hand to this person, you would also essentially, by extension, extending a hand to that witch, that warlock, okay? And that's when the rules change, okay? So, just keep that in mind. That's what I wanted to say too. With the frost of stillness, where in the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. Yeah. I feel things have been still around you, so you've been able to reflect who's who, what's what, which is good because now you understand what the situation is, what the dynamic is between this masculine and this witch, or this feminine and this warlock. Okay, you understand now, so it's kind of it's easier for you to be I'm good. I'll wait right here. I'm good. I'm good over here. I'm not going over there. I'm not following you. I'm good over here. Right? And it's actually interesting because in the dream, in the house, I actually left the house. I went outside and it was bright. It was bright and sunny. And then whatever happened was whatever happened to them. Alright? You're not going down a dark path. No, that's not happening. Doing black magic. I mean, it's see? Doing black magic. That's the witch. I know. That's the witch that's doing black magic because of her insecurities or because of his insecurities. Alright? Hello? He/she wants to set you up. Watch out. See? Thank you. This is why I love my cards, because it's just... Right? So, this masculine... Now, here's the thing. Alright? Because I'm not going to deny this. Alright? This is... Okay? This masculine desperately wants you. Your attention, your love, your time, your friendship, your companionship, your partnership, whatever. They do. They really, really do, right? They do. Of course they do. They could even be in love with you, or they love you, or they like you, or they miss the connection, or the friendship, or the bond, or whatever. That is true. But remember, two truths can be true at the same time, all right? Two things can be true at the same time. So they do feel that way, but at the same exact time, they don't understand, all right, that they are giving this witch a helping hand into setting you up. So despite the fact that they feel all these things about you, they genuinely mean it, they genuinely have feelings, blah, blah, blah. At the same exact time, they are a pawn in the game that a witch or a warlock is playing. Okay, they don't understand that they are part of their role in this, despite their feelings for you, despite the fact that they don't want you to ignore them. They don't understand that their role in this is to set you up. Okay? So yes, they have feelings for you, and they really mean it, and those are genuine feelings. But at the same exact time, in the same exact breath, their truth as well is to also lure you in. That's part of the trap. They're part of a trap for you. A witch has laid out a trap for you, and this man is supposed to lure you in. Or this wizard, or this witch, or this warlock is supposed to use this feminine to trap you in, to lure you into this trap. Okay? Despite the fact that they have real feelings for you, that's not a false thing. That's a real. They genuinely have feelings for you, okay? But again, it's so sad, honestly, because I feel like this witch, this dark witch that's doing black magic, or this wizard, or this warlock that's doing black magic, knows that this person has feelings for you, and they're playing on that. They're playing on that. And they could be amping up those feelings that this person has for you, right? Amping them up, so it gets to the point where this person can no longer hold back. They seek you out. Because everything that you're not deliberately, of your own free will, going towards them. So whoever this witch is, they're going to amp up their magic to have this masculine or this karmic feminine to seek you out. You know, to allure you into the trap. Alright? But this masculine or this feminine doesn't know how to, they don't know how. Alright? But they are part of the setup. They may not even, like I said, they might not even be aware. Oh my gosh, I can't even freaking talk. They're not aware that they're part of a whole setup for you. They might not even be aware of that. They think that they're just like, oh yeah, come over here and blah blah blah. They're probably so naive to that, not even understanding that they're a puppet, they're a pawn. All right. So just be mindful of that, because I feel like they do have feelings for you, but they also don't understand that they're being used as a pawn. Okay, so this witch over here, they're very insecure. I'm getting like Queen of Wands, reverse energy, very insecure, very jealous, very spiteful, very bitter, very competitive. They also feel insecure about their looks, their value, their worth. All right. This is also kind of giving me that someone who used their body so much, now they're washed up. Nobody wants to touch their body. So how can they compete if they can't use their body? Right? Their tool is rusty, or their tool is worn, or their tool is dull, or whatever it is, but their body, for a Queen of Wands reverse, a dark witch, a whore, essentially, if they can't use their body, their tool, what can they use? How can they compete? Right? So now that's adding on to their insecurities. So keep that in mind. That's who this dark feminine, this dark witch is, right? Or this dark warlock. So this could be a warlock or a witch. Take it how it resonates. So that's that. But because I feel like you've been kind of like essentially being still, now it's like, okay, that's who's who, that's what's what. Everything's coming together. On the bottom of the deck, it says it's the whispers at night. Someone has trouble sleeping at night. They could be hearing voices, or we have the letter K. It could be someone's first, last, middle, initial name of a word or a place. Someone has, wow. Okay, so someone's hearing voices, and the voices are telling them to unalive themselves. Now, I feel like whoever this witch is, or this warlock, that's part of like the magic that they're doing on this person, and it's like messing with their mind. But that's not your problem. I hate to say that, but that's not really your problem. Okay? So that could also be past tense. A lot of the magic that they were doing was to like demons were whispering in this person's ear, telling them to unalive themselves. They don't know their worth, or whatever the case it is. That could also be this person, right? They feel some type of way negatively, or maybe where they were in a headspace once where they wanted to unalive themselves because they didn't know their worth. So hurt people, right? anyways, I think that's done now. Yeah, this witch wants to set you up, and she's gonna use this masculine, and this masculine doesn't even know that he's part of a setup for you, right? And you're not supposed to see past the fact that they have feelings and emotions for you. That's supposed to be the illusion. That's supposed to be the attraction. That's supposed to be the luring, right? The fact that this person has feelings and emotions, that's what's supposed to lure you in, all right? But unfortunately, despite the fact that they may be genuine feelings, right? It's like you can see that someone is using their feelings and emotions for you to lure you into something darker. And that's what you see. You see, it's like somebody is like, doesn't want you. You know how like when you're standing in line, right? And you're kind of like, what's the hold up, right? Like, what is taking so long? And you stick your head out from the line because all you can see is the back of someone's head, right? But you're like, what's the hold up? And you're looking and you can see, right, the next people, the other people, the next steps, right? The rest of the line, the rest of the picture, the rest of the hold up, the blockage. That's what you just said. You just stuck your head out and was like, what's the hold up? It's the witch, right? And the witch is like, you weren't supposed to see that was orchestrated. This is orchestrated by a witch. You're just supposed to be like, oh yeah, they love me, blah, 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 everything's fine, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, you're down a dark path and you don't know how you got there. But because you stuck your head out, it was like, what's the hold up? What is going on? What is the delay? Right? And you can see this dark witch just, la, 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 follow me down this dark path, everyone. And you're like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm just going to get out of line now. I'm going to just get out of this line and do something else. I'm not going to wait in this line. I'm not going to be in this line anymore. I'm good. Alright, I'll get 2 more and then I'll move on to tarot and then I'll close the reading. You stepped out of line. Alright? That was not expected. Because you stepping out of line is now, it's like you're not going according to plan now. You're not going according to plan now. And that's a problem. Alright? Because how are they going to set someone up that's not there, right? Scorpio, you could be a Scorpio. This person could be a Scorpio. This masculine could be a Scorpio. The witch could be a Scorpio. But you could be a Scorpio, but we have 8th house, all right? I feel like by you stepping out of line, it's changing things. And no one knows how to, like, resurrect, or no one knows how to, because I'm getting Death card in Scorpio, or Death card in Tarot, which is Scorpio. No one knows how to, like, get things back, or, get things out of order again. No one knows how things are being put back into place and, you know, fixing or getting back in order, or no one knows how this is happening. It's like a big mystery. It's like a secret. I feel like this witch or this mindset or this belief, it's dying out. And it's making these witches and these warlocks feel insecure because their methods of operating, it's dying out. And it's terrifying them. Alright, it's terrifying them. But in order for you to keep going, in order for you to keep your throne, because like I said, we're playing for keeps now, right? We're here, you're in my house now, right? You're not going to break into my house and then take what you want and then leave. No, you break into my house, you're not coming out. That's it. Because I'm playing for keeps. These are my things. What I have is mine. My throne, my blessing, my abundance. I'm playing for keeps. Hold on. So anyways, but in order for you to, like, so you're standing your ground on what's yours. You're making sure that you keep what's yours, right? Now, if you're keeping what's yours and you're making it known, that also means the more you gain and keep what's yours, the less they can take and have that isn't theirs. So it's kind of like, again, with that 8th house energy, that Scorpio energy, like, you know, a death of some sort. That's literally part of the 8th house, a death of some sort, right? So this way of being, this way of operating, this way of thinking, it's dying out. It has to end in order for the, like, I'm getting also Aquarius energy, right? For that future energy, this way has to die out. It's no longer, there's no purpose for this. There's no place for this anymore in this world and this era, right? And for the future, this way of being and operating, there's no place for it anymore, and it's not necessary anymore. All right, so it has to die out. A death of some sort. That's Scorpio 8th house energy. It says it right there. Some type of death. Okay, so that has to. This is dying out, and I feel like there are people that are still trying to hold on to this way of being manipulating magic, and it's just, it's not necessary. It's no longer. There's no longer a place for that anymore. So, all right. And I feel like they're trying to like set you up so that way you don't keep what's yours. So that way the setup is really more for them. So that way they can still have a place, right? They got to get you out so they can keep their place. But that's not necessary, because their place, like, nobody. I'm sorry, your qualification says that you're skilled in dark magic, manipulation, and thievery, but we don't. That's not. I'm sorry, we're not gonna. There's no place for that. There's no position for that anymore. Okay. And I'm also getting like this way of being. It's not going unnoticed. Like, they can't get away with it anymore, because everything is being recorded. You know, Ring cameras, phones. Right. It's just. Everything is moving so fast now, and everything is just being noticed, and like I peeped that. I picked up on that. I noticed that, right? It could be your intuition. These things aren't being hidden by your intuition anymore, right? God says, poke your head out, and you're going to be like, okay, what's the holdup? God says, go look, and you're going to look, and you're like, oh, okay, I see. Let me get out of line, because this is not the line I want to be in. The universe thanks you, yeah, because you're listening. You're doing what you have to do, because you're playing for keeps. You're keeping. The universe says, this is your blessing. You're like, oh, this is my blessing? The universe is like, yeah, this is for you. Here comes this witch or this warlock. Like, I'm taking that. No, you're not. You're not taking what's mine. This is mine. Okay? And if you want to really, you know, we can go at it, because I'm keeping what's mine. I'm playing for keeps now. Stop listening to liars. Yeah. That's what says. That's on the bottom of the deck. Stop listening to liars. So you're not listening to these witches and these warlocks. You already know what's what. You stepping out of line really puts a kink in their plans, or a chink in their plans, because they don't know how to set you up now. They can't use these karmics to set you up, to lure you in, because you're not listening anymore, right? Granted, these feelings that they have could be genuine, but what's past that, right? It's kind of like you're dating someone and they have no intentions of marriage or children or building. So what's the point? What's past this, right? What's past this? What's behind you? What are your intentions? Okay, and you're looking at that, right? You're not looking just at the back of someone's head or just what's in front of someone's face. Like, what's behind? What else is there? What else, right? And I think that's a problem, because you're not just like hi, and then you're just going with it. You're like, okay, so what's behind this intention? What's behind this motive? What are we really dealing with here? Okay, so that's that. Anyways, but the universe is thanking you. So, Frost of Stillness, Scorpio, the universe thanks you. Yeah. I'm also getting, by you stepping out of line, essentially, it's like changing the dynamic of things. But, anyways. Right? Change is inevitable. Okay? I'm hearing you had a long run. You had a long run. Says Witcher, this warlock. They had a long run, right? A good long run. But now, it's time to pack it up. Right? Pack it up. Someone getting, I've been getting this thing lately where, it's like a meme or something like that, where someone's like on their computer at work, right? And then like the boss comes by, taps on the shoulder, and they say, why don't you go ahead and log off for me, right? And when you hear that, when they say that, you're like, oh man, you're about to get sacked. You're about to get fired. You're about to get terminated, or you're about to get called into the office, or something's about to happen, right? And it's like, oh, it's funny, because it's like the boss walks over, taps someone on the shoulder. Why don't you go ahead and log off for me? And that's like the nicest way to say you're fired, or you just effed up, or why don't you go home, right? And I've been getting a lot of that energy. So someone could be getting told to go home early, or they're getting fired from a job, or being terminated from a position. Jesus, my mouth. Someone does not like this. They don't want to hear this. They don't want this to be known. They don't want this to be acknowledged. Yeah. It's this witch. I'm hearing a boss say, okay, so what we're going to do is, why don't you just pack it up for the day? And I'm only laughing because it's just so clear. I'm hearing it so clear. And I can literally see the conversation happen. Right? But I'm getting it from like the bosses. It's like as if I'm standing behind the boss, like right next to the boss or in the boss's chair, and the boss is like looking at someone, and they're just like, okay, so what we're gonna do is, why don't you go ahead and pack up? It's like the equivalent of, why don't you go ahead and log off for me, right? And then next thing you know, you try to log in from home and you can't log in. The account is non-existent, or you've been, right? It's like that. And someone is not expecting this. This witch, she's not expecting this. It's like someone can't clock in. They don't have access to some... I'm not going to get into that. Anyways. Reverse? Reverse. Wow. 6 of Trees, which was the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. That was actually the first card that came to my mind's eye early in the beginning of the reading, if you remember. You remember. We were all here. Where it was kind of like giving... because what is one of the pirates' motto? Take what you can, give nothing back. All right. So the person that doesn't want you to ignore them, they could have been that pirate motto, that pirate mindset. Take what you can, give nothing back. Right. And that was the 6 of Pentacles reverse. Take, and giving nothing. 6 of Pentacles reverse. 6 of Trees reverse. So someone thought that if they take from you, they would have an abundance of trees, and these trees. They have fruits on them. The 6 of Pentacles, the trees have fruits on them. Right? So someone thought that if the more that they take from your fruits of labor, your hard work, they would take from you, they would have more for themselves to eat. Right? But come to find out, you just took all my rotten fruit and cleared my trees for me. Thank you. What you took were all my dead leaves that I was going to clean my trees anyways, but you did it for me by taking. So thank you. Right? So come to find out, everything that they took from you, look what happened. Did you think that by taking, you would be good for the winter? No, because now you're still knocking on my door in the middle of the winter. Hey, it's cold out here, and I see you're eating a nice hot bowl of soup, and you're sitting by the fire, and, you know, it's cozy in there. What happens to everything that you took from me? You should be in this position by now, right? That's why you were taking. So what happened? Did you find out that you took nothing of value? Nothing of... What did you take? Do you even know what you took? Right? They got nothing. I feel like this dark magic was because of this insecure mindset. This could have been a survival mindset, right? We gotta take what we can. You gotta step on other people, right? That's survival, right? That's survival. So I feel like that was part of the black magic that was being done on this masculine to make this masculine think, yeah, take what you can and give nothing back. So if they were like a pirate, this witch would be like the captain of the ship, right? Yeah, we're going to go to this island and take what we can, and this island take what we can, not realizing that as they're taking all this loot, there's a hole on the bottom of the ship. And when they get back to their own designated island, they're like, yeah, we're going to divvy up this loot, and we're going to eat good for the winter. Come to find out, there was a hole on the bottom of the ship. All that treasure has sunk down to the bottom of the ocean, and you got nothing. So you took for what? Right? For nothing. They got nothing out of it. 6 of Pentacles reverse, 6 of Trees reverse. It's so crazy because it's like they stole fruit to eat it, right? not seeds to plant. They stole fruit to eat, and the fruit it turned rotten, or not. They didn't even realize that they were stealing rotten fruit. You can't eat rotten fruit, right? And the fruit is rotten, so the seeds are no good. So you can't even plant the seeds either. So you did all that for nothing, right? But I feel like they were being guided to do so. And it's so weird because at the same exact time, they do have feelings and emotions for you, but that wasn't what was driving them. It was a survival instinct. Take what you can and give nothing back and step on everybody, and, you know, you gotta survive out here and everyone for themselves, and it's just, that's so toxic. That way of thinking and being, it's not necessary anymore. Because did you not realize there's plenty to go around? Right? There's plenty to go around. And there really is, but people don't want to survive. And I'm so tired of that now. I'm tired of it. People don't want to acknowledge that there's plenty to go around, right? Why do you have to break into someone's home and steal food when there's pantries, there's resources, there's donations, there's shelters? You got friendly neighbors that are willing to lend a helping hand. You don't have to. What's with the thievery? What's with the dramatics? That's not necessary. Not anymore. There's plenty to go around, right? You got neighbors growing their own little gardens, right? People in the community, right? You don't have to, like, it's not just, farmers aren't just out in the wild west anymore, or whatever the case it is, or in Idaho or some shit like that, right? It's not just those places, right? There's plenty. People are planting seeds everywhere. There's plenty to go around, okay? Plenty. So that whole take what you can, give nothing back, survival of the fittest, survival instinct, it's not necessary anymore. There's no need for that, all right? There's no need for that, okay? I feel like these people also wanted you to be in that same loss energy with the 8th house, right? That's loss. They wanted you to feel like you had things to lose, or you were losing things, or I don't know, like you were left out, and you were never out in the cold. Never. You were never out in the cold, right? And that's why the universe thanks you, because again, what you have an understanding of your value, your worth. You get that, right? You don't have to steal from someone else to gain confidence, steal from someone else to gain worth, steal someone else to gain value of thine self, right? You don't have to do that. Okay? And if this masculine doesn't want to see their own value, despite the fact that you're like, let me show you what you're worth. Let me show you your value. I don't want to see it. I don't want to. Okay, well then that's fine. I'm not going to show you. Go ahead. But I'm stepping to the side now. I'm stepping to the side. So if you want to go down that dark path, go ahead. Right? Because take what you can and give nothing back. That's fine. And it's crazy because I feel like those initial thoughts and feelings, everybody has them. But I do feel like it's your job to like work through that to see above that. But this dark witch or this wizard, oh my gosh, this dark witch or this warlock, it's like they're amplifying it and making it seem like thievery is the only way. Taking is the only way. And that's like, whoever's teaching you about life is teaching you the wrong things because you're going down a dark path in life. Okay? And if you don't want to see that, that's on you. Right? You can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. And that's a fact. So, if that's the case, go ahead. Go down the dark path. I'm good. Go ahead. But don't come crying on my door and knocking on my door in the winter. Can you please help me because I'm left out in the cold? What happened to the dark wizard or the dark witch or warlock that weren't they guiding you in life? Weren't they teaching you about life? I thought they were all knowing, all seeing. They knew the way. That's why you were following them, right? They're getting abandoned, right? They were just using you. They're realizing that they were being used, or they're going to soon realize that they were just being used. They were just a pawn to trap you and set you up, right? And, like, how does it feel to know, right? How does it feel to know that the person that you were they're going to teach me, they're going to show me, they're going to guide me. How does it feel to know that they were teaching you about going down the wrong path in life? They were guiding you going down the wrong path in life. And not only that, but they're abandoning you. In the winter, you're left out in the cold by the same person who you swore was guiding you down the right path. And not only are you down a dark path in life, you're in the dark, you're out in the cold, you're freezing, you're hungry, you're starving, right? How does that feel? Like, tell me. That realization, it must be knocking your ego. That's just how it is. And things will never be the same. Alright, I'll get 4 more. Queen of Wands reverse. I told you, this is a Queen of Wands reverse. This Queen of Wands reverse. Yeah, Queen of Wands reverse, the Mystic reverse. That's a dark witch. That's a dark witch. This is someone who dabbles in black magic. See the Mystic reverse? Hold on. The Mystic. Wait, Queen of Wands. And then the Mystic reverse. So it would be like, I'll show you. The Mystic. See how she's down on her knees dabbling in magic? And then that's the Queen of Wands. And it's very sensual, right? That's the Queen of Wands reverse. She's very insecure, doing black magic. Queen of Wands reverse. One of the reasons why they do a lot of the black magic is because they're a hoe. And that's their body is their tool of magic. That's their wand. That's their tool of choice. Just like a King of Wands reverse, his tool of choice is his staff, right? A Queen of Wands reverse, her tool is her body. And she does that because she's insecure. She doesn't know how to step in her own power. That's the only power that is like sexual power. That is so crazy because, never mind, I'm not going to say it. That's the tool that she uses. Okay, sex. That's her. That's how she gains power. That's how she feels in control. So she could have also been seducing, if this is a dark witch, Queen of Wands reverse, right? But it could also be a warlock, because the King of Wands reverse too, but take out resonates. Because I have been saying both. But if this is a Queen of Wands reverse, she could have been using her body to manipulate. That's the dark magic that she's been doing on this masculine, okay? But also keep in mind that if you allow this masculine in, if you give him access to you, you would also, like I said, be extending a hand to this dark witch, this Queen of Wands reversed. And then by doing so, you would essentially be giving her access to you, to study you, to learn you, to watch you, to keep tabs on you, okay, to see how she can defeat you. Because the Queen of Wands reversed is always in competition. Always in competition. That's how they feel good, right? They want to come off as like, yeah, right, like, but realistically, it's just a cover for their insecurities. And you can see past that. You can see that all that hooting and hollering, all that clapping, all that loud. Not only are you loud and you're wrong, but I can see that. I can see why you're being loud and wrong. I can see it. All right? And you can see that. You're off to the side, and the universe is thanking you and blessing you, and you can see why this Queen of Wands is doing what she's doing. Right? Not only are you loud, but you're wrong. You're loud and wrong. Right? And you're insecure, like... Stay away from this masculine, alright? Because even though he doesn't know that he's a pawn, he's still a pawn. He is. Alright? But like I said, two truths can be true at the same time. So he does have feelings, but he's also a pawn. And for the time being, you need to keep your distance. Alright? Because it's a game, but you're playing for keeps. They're playing to take your keeps. Okay? I'll get 3 more. What is going on? Oh, reverse. Upright. 2 pentacles and 2 of trees. So you're growing things. Whatever it is that you're growing, these are 2 trees that are growing, that are sprouting. Alright? You have a perfect balance going on. That's your energy. You're growing things and you're perfectly balanced. Your money is good. There's also a woman with a water on her head. So yeah, you're planting things, and those things that whatever you planted, they're growing. Okay, you're doing something. So it really doesn't matter what they were taking from you, because you're still growing anything anyways. You're growing anything, something, whatever it is that you're growing. We have the dreamer upright. The Dreamer is also the Queen of Swords upright. So you could be someone that's highly intelligent and smart. And you could, I feel like you have an understanding of the truth. Alright? This Queen of Swords, she's binding the mouth of this bird. And in this deck, each suit has a story. Aside from the major arcana, the minor arcanas, all the suits, the wands, the cups, the swords, and the pentacles. That's the order of the suits. But the suits, they all have a story in this deck, okay? And the suits of the Queen of the Swords, right? It actually starts off with a battle of birds. And the Queen and the King, throughout the entire series of the deck, of the suit, they have to battle this bird, right? They have to come to terms with some sort of truth or reality, or whatever the case it is, and fight. Okay? But I feel like the Queen of Swords, she's binding the mouth of this bird. I'll show you in a second. She's binding the mouth of this bird. And it's also the Dreamer. So it doubles as the Dreamer. My ears are ringing. My ears were ringing last night too. So I feel like your mind is very clear on something. You can see what's going on. So someone could be trying to, part of the illusion could be trying to like confuse you with words, or trying to like, so this masculine could be trying to like entice you with words, or like, oh, I love you, or I miss you, or let's be friends, or whatever. But it's kind of like, you know what, just, you ever see a kid just holding the mouth of their mom or their dad, and it's like the funniest thing ever? I feel like this Queen of Swords, she's like binding this, whoever's talking to her, just talking to her in her face and telling her BS. She's like, you know what, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. So that's the Dreamer. And then that's the Queen of Swords. She's binding the mouth of the bird. Because she doesn't want to hear all that BS. She doesn't want to hear all that hooting and hollering. Whatever this Queen of Swords is. So this Queen of Wands is the one that's like hooting and hollering, trying to cast illusions, doing black magic. The Queen of Swords is like, that's enough of that. All your hooting and hollering, right? Trying to be big, trying to act big, trying to seem big. That's nothing compared to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords will bind that in a second. We're not having any of that. We're not doing that. This Queen of Wands reverse is no match for this Queen of Swords upright. Like, just let me put a stop to that. All right. Just as this Queen of Swords is trying to bind, I'm gonna let me stop that right there. Let me put that right there. Okay. And then we have the Dreamer behind that. So I feel like this part of the magic that this Queen of Wands reverse does is like she'll stop people from dreaming, or you can't attain that goal because we gotta survive, and you can't do this because you're gonna have to take it from someone else, and you know how are you gonna achieve your dreams if you gotta, you know, it's a lot of that. All right, but what the Queen of Swords is doing is like, if you want to follow your dreams, if you have a dream, go follow it. Right? You don't have to steal from someone else to be successful. You don't have to steal from someone else's home just to, like, you don't have to steal. It has to do with, like, you don't have to steal someone else's confidence so you can feel confident about yourself. You don't have to steal someone else's joy so that way you can feel joy yourself. You don't have to cut down someone else's dreams just so that way you can make your dreams come into reality. Right? Because especially in this day and age, there's plenty to go around. There's plenty. Okay? And I feel like what this Queen of Wands reverse was doing is, like, she binds people from going after their dreams, or making it seem like there's not enough, and, you know, everybody's, like, in lack of, and surviving and struggling, and that may be the case, but it's not like you can still eat, you can still be happy, you can still go after your dreams. So I feel like what this Queen of Swords is doing, she's putting an end to those words of illusion, right? People that be just very negative with their words, loud and wrong, and it's kind of like, now you can dream. Now you can be free to, like, see and think clearly and see your path and go after your dreams and go after your path. She's freeing by binding, putting an end to this Queen of Wands' magic. People around her are, like, able to breathe and be like, oh, wow, okay, so I can go after my dreams and I don't have to steal and, you know, lie and cheat and manipulate other people. And the Queen of Swords upright is like, no, let me show you the truth. If you want to see the truth, I will show you the truth. All right? Because this way of being, it's not necessary anymore. You don't have to be that way anymore. I just seen 011441. All right? You don't have to be that way anymore. So this Queen of Swords could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a Scorpio, is definitely putting an end to this magic by like, it has to do with like words, right? By my actions, I will show you what someone else said is false. Just by my actions, just by being. Because words, actions speak louder than words, right? And I feel like that's what's really going on. By my actions, I will show you why this Queen of Wands reversed, their words are meaningless. It's not necessary. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Right? By this Queen of Swords upright being who she is, it's like inspiring other people to now follow in their own dreams. Right? It's kind of like you don't have to steal someone's confidence to have confidence. I can show you. Just be, let me show you the truth. Anyways. Upright, reverse, upright. We have the Four of Wands, reverse. Four of Embers, my God. And the Two of Wands, upright. That's sad. Someone's stability is, I don't know, it's like there's no celebrations, no happiness, no stability, no comfort, no warmth. I feel like in this reading, the Four of Wands reverse, the Four of Embers, it's like there's no warmth. Three of Pentacles upright. So whoever this masculine is, he could be realizing that there's no warmth in a certain dynamic, a certain situation. They want to, aside from all of this, because again, they don't understand that they're being used as a pawn. So keep your distance. But they do want to collaborate with you because they know that you got the warmth. They want to follow their dreams. They want to feel warm. They want to feel like they want that sense of stability, and they see you in that energy. So they want the warmth. They want to collaborate with you. They want to work with you. They want to feel stable without having to lie, cheat, manipulate, and con. They want that. But again, and it's sad. That's what I'm saying. It's sad. Because just as they want that so very much, and you can probably provide that and give that to them, they're being used as a pawn, because this Queen of Wands reverse still has she's still got a bind on them somehow. I mean, it's not as strong as it once was, but it's still there, and that's enough for you to be like, I'm good on that. Okay, so which is sad. All right, because this person is like on their knees, please don't ignore me, please don't ignore me, right? So I feel like they tried to do all of this to get out of the Four of Wands reverse. That was their plan, to get out of the Four of Wands reverse, but they're realizing that way, stealing, conning, manipulating other people out of their Four of Wands so that way they can get a Four of Wands, that doesn't work anymore. That doesn't work anymore. And I feel like they were being guided. Like, if you want stability, you got to steal someone else's stability. If you want money, you got to steal someone else's money. You want to eat, you got to steal from someone else's plate. That's not necessary anymore these days. There's plenty to go around. There's a garden in every three people's backyard. For every three person, there's like a garden in their backyard. I'm not going to statistics, so don't quote me on that, but that's just an example, okay? Like, there's way more today than there ever was back then. But whether or not they want to acknowledge that and see that, that's up to them. You can't force someone to see something that they don't want to see. You can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. Right? You can extend your hand, but if they don't want to take it, you can't grab their hand and put it in your hand, and that's force. You can't do that. You can't do that. They have to be, okay, yes, I will. They have to want to. They have to willingly, consciously make that decision themselves. That's their free will. You can't interfere with that. No matter how much you want to be like, let me just take your hand, let me just grunt. You can't do that. You can't do that. And I know that sounds like, dang, that sucks. Because I know, like, it's light over here. It's warm over here. We're eating soup in the winter, listening to music, being merry and happy and cozy and sleeping by the fire. But you can't. Four of Cups upright. Wow. That's sad. Yeah. This person, they're just, I don't know, they're miserable right now. They're like suffering and miserable. Six of Pentacles reverse, Four of Cups upright. That's just Four of Lotuses. Well, Four of Cups. And then that's the Four of Lotuses. I don't know. I also feel like they could have had a great opportunity with you and they just let it float on by. They just floated on by. So it's kind of like they had an opportunity to be stable, secure with you, right? And like you see this house right here in the ocean. Let's say they had an opportunity, but and now let's go back to the beginning too. Your house, it just looked very dilapidated. It looked like a little shack. It looked really run down, not worth it, right? That was a grand opportunity for them. Thank you. That was the only house available for like the next 10 years, and they're going to be floating in the water, sailing the 7 seas for the next 10 years because you were the only house available, the only stability. But because you didn't look, however you didn't look, they missed out on the opportunity to like breathe and relax and settle down and, you know, create and grow. And they missed out on that. They just floated on by and missed out on the opportunity. And now they have to essentially wander for the next couple of years or whatever the case it is until a next opportunity comes by. And then maybe then have they learned their lesson? And if they do, will they dock their ship on that? Because they lost all their gold in the sea. Everything they looted, all their fruit went to rotten, right? It rotted. So they just floated on by and past you, and it's sad. Because now winter's coming. Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Two of Chalices. This could have been a person that had the opportunity to have a partnership with you, and they just missed out. They missed out. They missed out. And that's on them. Anyways, bye.